Summer is coming in Southern California, and it seems when the weather is good, everybody is out on these electric scooters. There is a new case that the appellate court has delivered in California here that will make a big difference on the scooter companies paying for the injuries that are caused by negligent use and disposal of scooters. I'm Eli Castronova. I represent people in Southern California that are injured by scooters. You know, a few years ago, scooters were a novelty on the street, but now you see them everywhere. You see people of all ages riding scooters, and they ride them in the street or on the sidewalk. But worse yet, they leave the scooters everywhere. They leave them right in the pedestrian pathway on the sidewalk. They leave them on the street and at the curb where a car could hit them or a bicyclist could hit them and become seriously injured. And this has happened many times. I have represented clients with regards to scooter injuries in California for the last several years. And before the last month or so, it was very difficult to pursue these cases because the people that ride these scooters, and they download the app for their phone in order to rent them, and part of that app makes it the complete responsibility of the rider for operating the scooter, for leaving it where it should be left. And the courts have basically upheld the defenses of these scooter companies that they have no responsibility. They have rules that they've promulgated and they put on these apps, and the riders have accepted these rules, and therefore it's the riders' responsibilities. So many of these cases have gotten dismissed in the courts when they did not involve the direct negligence of the companies such as Bird, which is one of the biggest scooter companies here in Southern California. The only cases that we could safely pursue for injuries are repair cases where the wheels would come off or the steering mechanism was faulty, something of that nature, because Bird or another one of these companies would be responsible for repairing and maintaining the scooters. But recently, there was a case that was brought against the city of Los Angeles and also against the Bird Scooter Company. So this is a case that someone had left a scooter on the sidewalk, and part of the scooter was jutting out from a trash receptacle, and the person that was using the sidewalk was walking down the sidewalk and tripped on the scooter and suffered bad injuries to her legs and to her back. And subsequently, Bird and the city of Los Angeles both denied responsibility, and a lawsuit was filed. Well, the court initially stated that there was no responsibility because it was the third party, the scooter user, who was at fault, not Bird or the city of Los Angeles. So it was appealed, and the city of Los Angeles was dismissed because even though they grant a permit to the Bird Company to rent these scooters in Los Angeles, they had no really any control whatsoever, and it was found that they were immune under the government code and that they could not be sued. The Bird Company was another story entirely. So the court found that Bird was not following its own rules. So their agreement with the city of Los Angeles was that they would be available 24 hours a day to collect these scooters if somebody made a complaint about them, and that they would every 2 hours go and pick up scooters that were disposed of on the sidewalk or on the road between the hours of 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. at night. But scooters do not pick themselves up, and Bird was not doing that. It is expensive to have people go out and collect these scooters. It's expensive to have people monitor the scooters to find out where they're located, whether they're being used or whether they're just being disposed of. So Bird wasn't doing that. And the court found that a jury could determine whether or not this was negligent because Bird was not following its own rules. Because a jury could decide that they were negligent. Because even though Bird had these rules in place that they agreed with the city of Los Angeles to honor to monitor the use of the scooters between the hours of 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. and pick up these scooters from wherever they were disposed of every 2 hours, and to have people on hand 24 hours a day if a complaint was made about a scooter that was left somewhere that was dangerous. They were not doing what they promised to do because it costs money to pick up scooters 24 hours a day. You need to hire people to do that, especially when you're considering there's thousands of these scooters all over the city of Los Angeles. It costs money to monitor these scooters to make sure that they haven't been sitting there for over 2 hours or that they're not in an area that would be dangerous. So with this case in hand, when someone comes to our office now and complains that they were injured on a sidewalk where they tripped over a scooter, whether it's a Bird scooter or any other scooter, or they were a bicyclist that they hit a scooter in the street, or a car that hit a scooter and somehow went out of control. If any of these cases come into our office in which the client has been hurt, we will file a lawsuit against Bird and engage in discovery where we'll get all the records to see if they, in fact, during the period of time in which the client was using the sidewalk or using the street, whether Bird was monitoring these areas and monitoring the use of their scooters. And if they were not picking up scooters every 2 hours or responding to complaints anytime in a 24-hour period, and this caused or contributed to the client's injuries, we will go after Scooter and we will get a judgment against them or settle with them for injuries that were caused by their negligence. Scooters are wonderful when the weather is good, but Bird and other scooter companies will no longer get a free pass, especially when we're involved in the case and representing the client.
Hi there. I am an avatar reading a real Google review by Scott Dorrell. I can't say enough good things about Eli. Having worked for numerous attorneys, he is my favorite. He has handled numerous cases for my family, and I from personal injury to medical malpractice. He has over-exceeded our expectations every time. We just broke the record recently on a hit and run I was involved in, settling the case in 3.5 weeks for more than I expected. Thanks, Elia. The Dorrell family. Thanks for your review, Scott Dorrell. It's appreciated.
Hi there. I am an AI avatar reading a real Google review by Jordy L. Simply the best lawyer and got me a very good settlement. I'd recommend him to anyone. I know, thank you. Thanks for your review, Jordy L. It's appreciated.
Hi there. I am an AI avatar reading a real Google review by Chris Jacobi. Elliot Castronova is an excellent attorney who truly has his client's best interest at heart. He is easy to talk to and made me feel comfortable from the start. He clearly explained the legal process for my case. I appreciated that he kept me updated through emails and phone calls. He fought hard and negotiated a settlement that I'm extremely pleased with. Thanks for your review, Chris Jacoby. It's appreciated.